Hello, this is Andrew from Team Triple Drive, and today I'll be doing a video on the deck profile of my current Amon deck with Strides. And so let's get straight into it. So today we're going to start off with not one, but two Amon's Follower Barmaid's Grace. If you don't know what this card does, it Counterblast 1, you rest this unit, and it soul charges 2, you choose a unit with Amon's name against 1000 per card and soul. This card is the best starter Amon has had as of this time, as making this video, and it is absolutely brilliant. The reason I run 2 in the deck is because just in case one of your starters gets retired, or gets put into damage zone, or is binded, you have another one to replace it immediately. Now for my trigger lineup, I don't just run 4, I don't just run 8, but I actually run 12 crit in the deck. Sorry for the camera. I run 12 crit in the deck mainly because the actual deck itself is not very good at draw power, and you don't want to draw power because you need to have the cards to actually soul charge. And 12 crit power, because how much crit the Amon can get, you run 12 crit for the extra damage. This puts the major pressure on your opponent, which can scare them. Now, out of the 12 crit that I actually run 8 special crit. So you see, this one here is Dark Knight of Nightmare Land. What this is put in the soul, choose one of your units and gain 3000 power. This is mainly used for manipulating the soul, so you haven't got enough cards. They're there for you. It's there to help you. And also, I also run Amon's Follower, Growsome. What Amon's Follower Growsome does is when it is put into the soul, you can Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards and retire it. So when your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retires it, This allows you to activate the skill of Amon's leader Astroth if it's on Vanguard circle, and it's actually a pretty good to get more soul charging involved. I also run, obviously, 4 heal, which is Amon's Follower Hell's Trick. Now for the grade 1s. The grade 1s is a quite interesting lineup, but then it's the lineup you expect from an Amon. So first of all, I run 4 Doreen the Thruster. This Doreen the Thruster, it's a staple in all Dark Irregular decks. And let's be honest with you, it's one of the best cards I've ever had. Every time you put a card of soul, it gains 3000 power. This only works during the main phase, but then by the time of battle phase, you're looking at an 18k booster at least on average. On top of that, I also run Amon's Follower Hell's Deal. What Amon's Follower Hell's Deal is, when it's placed in rear guard circle, if you have a card with Amon's name, you can soul charge to. This is quite good because this allows you to soul charge very quickly, and this also helps, along with doing the thruster, for your major grade 1 or grade 2 rush. That can do. I also run 1 Succubus of Pure Love, purely because I don't know what to put in this slot, and this is the best option too. It allows me to actually have an extra card that I can use to stride into, in this case into the other cards that you'll see in the deck. I also run 4 Flag Breakers. The 4 Flag Breakers, what they do, there is a special card that flips damage. You've already got a copy in the job zone. I use this because if you're not careful with it, Amon can actually use a lot to counterblast, and because of that, you kind of want to control it, and this is one of the best ways to control it. Now for my grade 2s, I run 4 Amon's Follower Hell's Draw. What Amon's Follower Hell's Draw is a grade 2 version of Hell's Deal. Basically on the rear guard circle, the soul charge 2, and this helps you as well with your main grade 2 game and building up the soul you need for your final attack. And I also run Amon's Follower Hell's Nail. This is basically a Amon special equivalent of your Emblem Master, which is when it attacks, you counterblast 1 card with Amon's name and you soul charge 3. This, if you need to, you can use this card to build up the soul really quickly. Although I barely use it myself in battles, it's still a very strong card. And finally, I run Amon's Follower Ron Geenlin. The reason I run this card is mainly because I've got nothing else put in this slot, and it's an Amon card. So what this does is allows me to choose this unit to gain more power, and it's a 12k attacker on rear guard, which is very, very good. Now for my grade 3 lineup, I run the obvious 4 Demon World Marquis Amon. What Demon World Marquis Amon is, this is your major attacking force. What this does is it'll gain 1000 per card in soul, and you can counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards, put in soul, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retires it. This is the card that keeps the deck together and makes it a monster as it is. I actually run 3 triple rare and I actually have one in SP. Although the SP one is the same price as Triple Res, because all Triple Res from BT03 and the SP is from BT13 or BT12 actually. Also run with it 3 Amon's Leader Astaroth. Now the reason I run 3 Amon's Leader Astaroth is how powerful this card is. When this is in Legion with Amon, not only does it get the skill from Amon, but it's got its own skill as well. It gains critical for every 10 cards in Soul. This is an absolutely amazingly powerful card. At the time you reach 20 cards in Soul, you're attacking with a 3 crit every turn, and your opponent will be able to survive that long against it. Also run as my last card of my main deck, my Demon Marquis Amon Reverse. This is a tech card I put in just in case things go south. This is also a more defensive card, to its cross ability giving it a permanent 2k, and its Break 4 skill is actually pretty powerful. This allows me to get not only an additional crit, but 1000 per card in Soul, as you expect from that one. Now for my stride zones, I run 8 cards, because that's the current ruling, but then of course G zone will decrease, so I'll change it for that. I start off with 2 Rain Element Mardu. I run 2 Rain Element Mardu because, well, it gives you a free stride, as long as you have a Demon World Marquis Amon as your Vanguard circle. It's a very good, decent card, and it works well in this deck. That's why I run it. I also run 2 Love Tempest Kiss Kill Lyra. What Love Tempest Kiss Kill Lyra does is that it allows you to, what it allows you to do is when the attack hits, you can Soul Charge too. This is a setup card for the next stride you'll see mostly, and to be honest, it's okay, but it will be easily replaced if a new stride comes out for the deck. And finally, your last card is 4 the Abominable One Gilda Ray. What Abominable One Gilda Ray does is when you have 15 more cards in Soul, you can Count Blast. Actually, what it does is you turn a copy of itself face up, and then if you have more than 10 cards in your Soul, it gains 10,000 power. If you've got 15 or more cards in Soul, it gains the ability to kind of go ones are higher. And if you have 2 cards face up in your G zone, it gains an additional critical. This is an amazing card. This is what card Dark Irregular is needed. People say it's overpowered, but I'll be honest with you, it's only as good as it is, because at this point you're going to deck out unless you kill him off with a finisher really quickly. And that is my deck profile for my Amon deck. So you might ask, Andrew, why do you run 2 stars in your deck? Why not just deck you out far quicker? Well, on top of the reason that I use it to replace the other starter if needed, I use it for this hilarious combo. For this combo to work, you need 1 face-up card in the G-Zone, you need 2 face-up damage, and you also need a field that kind of looks like this. Your front row, you want, obviously, Ron Gielan and another grade 2, doesn't matter. Your back row, you want on 1 column is Dorian the Thruster, a starter in your back, and another empty rearguard circle, or you can just replace it regardless anyway. And in cards, you need a card that can use to be a stride fodder, and you can use a card as the other card will be your starter. That's how it works. So at the beginning of turn, you will stride, using this, into your Abominable One Gilda Ray. And now, as you know, its skill, all of its effects go off your 15 cards in Soul. She's like, well, I haven't got exactly the right number of cards, so for example, I put 11 cards in deck. You could have more cards in Soul, but as long as you could survive, as long as you have at least 8 cards in the deck afterwards, you should be fine. Of course, from there, I'll call my second starter. Behind this column, and I'll activate both starters' skills. So I'll Counter Blast 2, I'll rest these 2, and from the top of the deck, I will Soul Charge 4. These 4 will go into my deck, and now I'll give all the skills of the starters onto Gilda Ray. This will give it an additional 30k when it attacks at least. So of course you have a massive column which is 10,000, 30,000k plus additional. So of course you activate Gilda Ray's skill. Gilda Ray's skill activates, you can turn the card face up, and it gains 10,000 power plus a critical, and you cannot go ones or higher. So you got a massive middle column which is very deadly, and you probably win if you're lucky, and your opponent doesn't have the right cards to guard with. So of course you start attacking with your 12k hacker because it's not that useful to you anymore, and then you attack your Vanguard. This will be attacking for 66,000 power, and you cannot go once or higher, and it has 2 critical. And then of course you do a triple drive, which could be, I don't know, a crit, a crit, and a crit, which like, you know, triple crit or something. And then if your opponent manages to survive this, they will have to take on at least a 27k column. And that is the reason why I run 2 starters on my deck. And I find it one of the most hilarious combos this deck can do. I usually do this when I have about 18 to 20 cards in soul, so I'm attacking for around about 76k plus. But this deck will attack for at least 66k to the Vanguard. Your opponent can go once or higher. And if you triple drive a triple crit, that's 5 damage straight away. Unless they've either guarded it with the right round zeros needed, or as a new set is coming out with G Guardians. So say what you like about. So say about what you like about this deck, what you hate about it, any changes you think I should do to this deck, I can lay it down the line, and please say what you think about it. This is Andrew from Team Drive signing out. Have a nice one.